Welcome to a new video, everybody. Today we're going to be doing something that I've been wanting to do to this car for quite some time, and that's installing some Underglow. This kit was, I think, less than 35 bucks, so let's go ahead and open it up and take a look at what's inside, and then we'll get it on the car. Alrighty, and here's the kit completely laid out. I went ahead and unraveled all this bit of the cable because, as you can see here, instead of like a couple of the kits, this has just one cable coming out of it that splits off into two sections. Some of them will have 4 cables that go back, and then a lot of the times you'll find that either the back or the front light doesn't extend all the way to the bumper, and you're left with kind of a janky looking kit. But anyway, these split into 2 different sections, and then you have a long one for your side skirt and a short one for the front or back, and then again a long one for the other side skirt and a short one for the front or back. They went ahead and also included some zip ties, which is really nice because I think that there is going to be a lot of extra cable, especially since they already put all that extra cabling in. There's also some little fasteners here for helping to hold the strip up. It's kind of beefy, but not too crazy, and it's actually already got the 3M double-sided adhesive on it, and then of course the screws for securing the fasteners to the bottom of the car. So the first thing that we need to do is make sure that this bad boy turns on. So we'll go over here to this little power supply, and I went ahead and already separated these because I knew that the length between the red and black, the positive and negative cable right here, wasn't going to be enough to test on my battery. So I just took a little razor and just sliced right up the side here, making sure not to cut either of these two, and pulled them out and separated them. So we're going to go ahead and put this on our battery and make sure that all the lights light up before we install anything. Now that our terminals are uncovered, we can go ahead and just touch the negative side over here to the top of our battery terminal, and then we're going to go ahead and touch the positive side next. And sure enough, they light up. Now that we've made sure that the lights work, we're going to go ahead and clean the underside of the car where the double-sided adhesive is going to attach with some rubbing alcohol and paper towel. And since we're going to be attaching the power straight to the battery terminals, we're going to go ahead and feed everything through our engine bay here. And actually, we're going to access the bottom of the car through that little tiny hole down there. We're going to feed the strips down through it and then spread everything out across the bottom of the car and install it that way. Alrighty, and now that we've got the wiring run through to the bottom of the car, we're going to go ahead and worry about how to connect these things to the battery. So I went ahead and got some of these little wire connectors, just the U-shaped kind that can be crimped down onto the wire, and we're going to attach those to just these bare wire ends. So let's go ahead and do that. Now that we've got the connectors attached and crimped, we're gonna go ahead and loosen the bolts on our posts here and then slip the little U-shaped connectors inside. And of course, anytime you're doing work like this, you're gonna wanna do the black negative side first before you do the positive, or you're gonna risk shorting out your battery or possibly the mod that you're installing. All right, now that we've got the negative side or ground connected, we're gonna go ahead and do the same thing over here and slip this little U connector under the bolt right there. Now that we've got the power connected, we want to go ahead and make sure that everything is still working correctly. So let's go ahead and look at our strips. Oh yeah, look at that, they're already lighting up. It's kind of hard to see, of course, because we're in the daylight, but there's all the red. Oh, you can see the one in the background a little bit better when the camera's not really focused on it. But yeah, so now that we've made sure that everything is still working, we can go ahead and get them on the bottom of the car, and then we'll be pretty much finished up. Alrighty, and I wanted to go ahead and make sure that we were gonna have enough length of cable to go all the way around the car and make sure that the strips stretch all the way. But as you can see, we are covering all the way from the front to the back. The cables on this kit are long enough, and of course because they're coming off of each of the side skirts instead of all 4 cables coming off of the power supply, we're going to be able to cover the entire car, and this is going to look great. So we went ahead and used the 3M double-side adhesive to get us started and get these strips stuck to the bottom of the car. And then as you can see, I went ahead and took the fasteners and put them in between the LED diodes so that we don't lose any light. And with the front one here, we're able to do 3 of these fasteners spaced out, and on the sides we're going to be able to do 4 to help keep them up, held on to the bottom of the car. So let's go ahead and get all those installed. On the siding, I ran into just a little bit of trouble getting the double-sided adhesive to stick to the plastic underplating here, so we're gonna move just a little further out and use this plastic here. I went ahead and drilled some holes in already with a drill bit and then drove the screws up in there, just because this plastic is quite a bit harder than this plastic. So yeah, we're gonna go ahead and drill out all the rest of these holes and then get all the fasteners in on this side piece. Now that we've got the strips attached in the front section, we're going to go ahead and start zip tying up some of our cables so that we can get them out of the way. I found some spots under the car where I made sure that the wheels or nothing was going to interfere with the cabling, and just zip tied it up to the bottom in between some holes that were already pre-drilled. Alrighty, and we went ahead and came down off of the front and got up on our back tires because we didn't have enough clearance to fit the drill under to get the holes started to put in the fasteners. So now that we're up on the back and we have more clearance, we're going to go ahead and put on the rest of the fasteners for the side pieces and then get the back piece installed. Okay, and for the back piece, we're going to go ahead and put it into the bottom of this plastic cowling here. And it's actually quite a bit longer than I wanted it to be, so we're gonna go ahead and right here where these little copper strips are, you can see there's little scissors right there. We can cut this to the length that we need. So we'll go ahead and clean it up, cut it to the length we need, get the fasteners on there, and then we'll be almost done. Alrighty guys, we've got everything mounted under here, and I went ahead and turned it all on just to make sure everything is still working. It's kind of hard to see on the camera, so of course I'll show you guys what it looks like later at night, but this was just to check and make sure that everything is still working, and you can see all these are all lit up red. So now we're going to go ahead and finish the rest of the cable management, drop it to the ground, and then we are finished. I've decided that I want to go ahead and have these wires down underneath the little air intake snorkel or breather right here. So I'm going to go ahead and take this off, make sure that these cables are underneath it and snaked kind of around the side of my battery right here. And then this little power box that powers everything is just going to be zip tied kind of right here in between my battery and my headlight assembly. So let's go ahead and get all that taken care of. And now that we've got everything kind of tucked in behind all of our headlight assembly and whatnot, I know it's not the absolute best cable management job for now, but hey, it'll get us there for the time being until we redo a bunch of stuff in here. That'll be in a later video. But anyway, so what I'm gonna do here to get a little bit more room between the positive and negative is I'm gonna strip out some more of this cable right here and spread them apart. That way I can get the breather back in that hole. Now that we've got the wiring run behind the breather right here, I went ahead and opened up a little bit of space back here under this cap so that we can fit all of our wires through here. And then we're gonna put our negative terminal cover back on, and then we'll get off the ramps and get back on the ground. All right, you guys, we have got everything all back together and all of our cables managed for now, so we can go ahead and close our hood here. We'll get off of the ramps, and then I'll go ahead and show you what everything looks like when it's lit up a little bit later, because right now, obviously, there's too much sun to be able to really see anything. Okay, and now that it's dark enough outside, we're gonna go ahead and open the app up. I've already got it installed because it's the same as the interior lights that I have. You can see I've got them both synced up already. If you need to sync a new device, you just hit the little plus sign up there and then scroll through the list of all their different devices, find the one that you've got, and connect to it. Alrighty, we are connected, and we're gonna go ahead and power them on. Let's make sure we get the car kind of in frame, and let's hit this power button. All right, there we go. Let's go ahead and walk around the side here and kind of see if we can get the full, there we go, the front, the side, and the back. And of course, it's got all these different colors, yellow, green, blue. You can even have it go to the microphone. It'll do the microphone from your phone, so whenever you're talking, it'll go off. Or if you're in the car doing music, it'll go to that. It's also even got different scenes that you can do, movie, dating, candlelight, blinking. It's kind of like a crazy, disco thing. Or you can even make your own little do-it-yourself mode and pick between all the different patterns and colors. Thank you guys so much for watching the video. If you want to get a kit like this for your car, there's going to be a link down in the description below. Don't forget to check out another video on the channel, and I hope to see you in the next one.